just hopping on here. Man, there's a lot of crazy things happened in the last 24, 48 hours, give or take a couple hours there. One thing is plane crash. Everybody probably knows about it now. Here's the deal. Did you know, I think it just happened, they tried to take Donald Trump's plane down. Evidently, there was drones flying around it, and somehow they avoided it. I'm not sure if it happened right before, a day before, or today, or whatever. I just heard about this, and the thing is, first off, there's a lot of weird shit going on with this whole plane crashing thing. Trump even thinks there's something to, like a conspiracy thing, whatever. And he had said a while back, 7 out of 10 plane crashes are sketchy, or something to that effect. I just heard that. That was a while back. So in other words, it's a way to knock somebody the hell off. Well, here's the deal. Hey, what's up, Tammy? How you doing? Here's the deal. Yeah, did you hear Trump's plane almost had an issue, I think either today or yesterday. I just heard this. And the other one that crashed into the river there. Here's the weird thing. A lot of people are forgetting this, but that already happened there. Maybe in that same vicinity. In other words, back in 1982, a plane went down into the ice on January 13th. I think it was 42 years ago. All right, that's one weird thing, right? Same area. And in 1961, a plane went down with the Olympic ice skating team of America. They all died, right? I don't know if it happened in the same area or the same airport, but this last one, evidently ice skaters from our Olympic team were on it again. Don't know what that means, but a lot of weird things. I was jumping in and out of rabbit holes all yesterday evening on this. There's also the thing that freaks me out is, well, I already said it just a moment ago about the other plane crash. Damn, something more I just needed to tell you. It also reminds me that we're not in the clear yet, that there's sabotage still going on. Meaning, if you think back, just not very far from there is Francis Scott Key Bridge going over into Maryland. That got taken down by a barge. Less than a month or so later, another bridge got taken down. So the airplane hit a bridge, but all this shit, you could say it's all coincidental. I don't think so. I think that this is a convenient way, to cause a major chaos crisis thing to change the news cycle, and they were talking about, the deep state, this and all this other shit. They want to change that up. I think what's going on here, Trump actually said this last night, said it really looks suspicious and they should have been out. He basically said things without saying it completely. But I truly believe, keep your eyes open because we're going to see something bad happen. And by the way, with the whole thing with the drones, literally the FAA the other day was saying, oh, don't worry about it. We know about it and this and that. And then they have an incident with the drones that evidently affected Trump's plane. I guarantee you they were trying to take him out. And there's a lot more that I saw last night, different things. It was just kind of weird coincidences. Wait a minute. Some of the things I saw could be sheer coincidence. So I'm going to hang on to a few things and talk about them in my live stream later on. Try to check them out a little further. But I'm telling you, really weird shit happening. I was going to say there was one other thing I wanted to say before I hop off of here. What's that? All BS story they're spinning about exactly. I agree with that. I agree. They're trying to say, there's something to that whole drone thing. That was all of a sudden it was a shitload and everybody's seeing them now. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. They couldn't tell us where they were coming from, out or from Iran, or we're not sure. It's all bullshit. We're being lied to in a chronic fashion by these people that, we've elected. Some of them we didn't elect. Some are just cheated their way in or whatever all this time. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. If you could, hit me with some thumbs up there. I'm trying to build this channel, and they're doing everything they can to suppress it. So anyway, the whole thing with that other plane crash back in 1982, January 13th, I remember that vividly. It was scary. You literally saw guys holding on to the fuselage, or part of the plane was still half in and half out of the water, trying to pull themselves out of the freezing Potomac. And a baby was alive for a little while. Someone was either holding it or something. I think it died later, hypothermia or whatever happened. I can't recall. The pilots, I believe a couple pilots may have lived that crash. Again, the other thing, I remember what the other thing was. They just, how you doing, Tommy Wolznick? How you doing? Poland, all right. You guys got a lot of guts over there in Poland. I remember my dad telling me he was in World War II, and he told me, and you didn't have half the weapons that Hitler had unbelievable weapons, and you still had the guts. You're on horseback going up against tanks. That takes some balls. Anyway, I always tell that story. I always have a lot of respect for the Polish. Okay, 2001 over in Poland. Anyway, let me stick to what I was saying. I was just about to get, it was only a month ago, Lockheed Martin had tested unpiloted, I guess, automatic helicopters. I can't think of the word. They just tried, I guess they were successful flying a helicopter with nobody in it. Have they released anybody's name yet for the pilot? Because I haven't heard anything about the pilot from the helicopter, and I hear a lot of people asking about that, So it's basically a missile or some way to take down a plane. You don't think they can do that with cars nowadays? All the computer chips, I bet money on it. While we're on the subject of basically a torpedo rolling down the road. That's almost what happened to Putin about 10 years ago or 8 years ago. His car lost control and literally jumped the median strip and hit a head-on, and the chauffeur was killed. Somehow Putin survived that. That was way back. And nobody, it's just, you don't hear about it, but you go Google that up and go look about it. They have the ability, if you're driving down the street and they want to stop your car, I guarantee you, if it's a newer car, you're done. They could probably knock it offline or whatever. With all the computer shit in there, give me an old school car. I'll trade this in a minute. I don't like all this gadgetry, this AI bullshit that they're shoving down our throats. No good. What's that? The story they're spinning about the drone. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. I don't believe for a minute the stuff they're saying about the drones, too. No way. No. All of a sudden, they're like, people were starting to get worried, and they're talking about it. They couldn't give us an answer, and Trump's going to go get us an answer. And then the answer is just the FAA knows about, don't worry about it. And then this happens. Go look it up, by the way. I just heard they tried to go after Trump's plane. I believe it was Patrick Humphreys has a video. He's got far more on it than I do. Go check him out. You can go now and come back or whatever. But it's crazy. What's that? Hope all's well. Haven't been on for a while. Hey, how you doing? Josh Taft. Good to see you, brother. Hanging in there. Yeah, I just heard, I don't know if you guys can, everybody hear me okay? By the way, I had a problem the other day where it froze up a few times. I just want to make sure that I'm still on point with you, if you can hear me. I'm assuming you can. 5x5 or a thumbs up would let me know for sure. Okay, thank you. That's good enough. Yeah, it seems like they're messing with my phone. But whatever. Anyway, speaking of that, there's a lot of, I know a few people who are saying basically it's like AI is taking over. All kinds of weird shit happening. So I would be prepared because I think we're getting pulled into the B system a lot quicker than we want to. No notification for your other live stream. All right, well that goes to show you. I mean they they suppress me. You know that. There's a lot of times I put both of them out about the same time. But you got on there. You know what? You got on this channel real quick. Maybe I mean they should have went out within less than a minute of each other. Maybe it didn't get sent this time because you're already on the stream or something. I don't know. What's that? Oh, okay. How did you guys happen to find me then? Will you just check the channel and I happen to be on? That's crazy. That happens a lot anymore. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, there's a lot of really weird shit I was coming across last night, just looking up different things that happened. And this is just really off the hook. I wouldn't call it conspiracy or whatever. I don't know what you call it. But I was looking into a lot of the different things because someone was talking about watch the Super Bowl. Something's going to happen there. And I believe that. First off, terror attacks happened in the beginning in Louisiana. And I think it all ties in with everything that's going on in news. The bird flu. Guy died. The first guy died. California, freaking out about it. But it was over in Louisiana, right around the same time period, give or take a little time. The guy died from bird flu. Now they're releasing. Okay, so Louisiana is where the Super Bowl is going to be played. Okay, check this out. And I was saying this, and I don't know why I was saying this. It's just a weird coincidence, but I brought this up the other day about the two teams that I thought might be in the Super Bowl. And it's kind of dumb, but hear me out for a minute and keep listening to me. The Commanders, which was Washington, and the Chiefs I thought were going to be in there playing for the Super Bowl. Well, who's the commander-in-chief? Trump, the commander-in-chief, right? So I'm thinking, I'm putting things together, and maybe they're going to whack them, and this is their little code thing. And yeah, okay, maybe I'm jumping way to conclusion, but maybe not. All right, so then the Commanders, they lose. Well, the two things with the Chiefs and the Commanders, both uniforms are red, like a blood sacrifice colors, or also Republican colors. Maybe the deep state, that's their way of putting that out there. And again, don't take this as being gospel. These are just thoughts that came, and I was tying them all together very quickly. And I have no proof on any of this. And the Commanders get knocked out of it, and the Eagles are in there. Well, during the inauguration, I think it was during the speech, there was a controversy. Trump was giving a speech, and there was the presidential seal with the eagle, his beak pointing a certain way, and in one hand, and the seal is in one claw, or talon, whatever you call it, he has the olive branch. That's a sign of peace. And the other is a sign of war. That's the arrows. During the Civil War, the Buttons all had that on that. They want us in a civil war, basically. That's why that thought rolled into my head. Now, I know all this sounds crazy, but they were saying that the beak of the thing, whichever direction it was pointing, like during the Civil War, there's buttons that had the beak pointing towards the arrows because it was a time of war. It's some crazy symbolism that they do. A lot of stuff in the military, very Masonic. All this shit means something to those people. And again, this sounds like crazy talk. I'm just telling you different things. But think about it for a minute. So, then it's the Chiefs and the Eagles that are now playing, right? So I'm thinking, there's no, that doesn't make, I can't think of why the Illuminati would want those two teams to play. Well, one thing is, what's the connection? The connection would be, what do Indian chiefs wear in their war bonnet? It's a time of war bonnet, eagle feathers. Just a weird thing. Did you know, right not far from where them planes went down, 13 bald eagles died? They were poisoned. And that was back in 2016. I know it's a stretch, but not very far from that area. All right. Then on top of that, oh shit, I forgot the other thing. What's this say? Yeah, I noticed you were live scrolling. All right. Very Masonic. I have my late Gramps. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's something more. And it might be even be, maybe it's not being planned by human beings, but spiritually, supernaturally, some of these things. And that's why people sound like they're nuts. And it's plausible deniability. That's why, you know what I mean? They can say, nah, that guy's crazy. Pay no mind to him. But we're fighting two wars here. One is with evil humanity, which is, again, spiritual. And the other one's is spiritual. Now, I really believe this, that there's entities, spiritual entities, and I guess a lot of you people probably do too, and there's more going on here than we'll ever know, or maybe later we may know. Who's this? Hey, Delaware, French. Hey, how you been? I ain't seen you in a while. Isabella Della Vedova. I remember you. Good to see you. Okay. Wait a minute, who else is on there? So anyway, I know it all sounds crazy, but I literally sat up last night after the plane crash. Kind of disturbed me. And I was looking around. Things were coming to me, putting things together. Again, crazy people do that. And I'm willing to say, oh, maybe I'm nuts, but maybe I'm not. And all I ask is think outside the box for a minute. Maybe shit's going on both in the physical realm and in the spiritual realm. And that's what I think's happening here. There's a lot of weird things. And there's more, too. I have to write this shit down because I see it. Here's another thing. The bird flu thing. I think it all ties in. The last time during the plane crash back in what's that? 1982, the one that went into the Potomac River. I believe it was the H9N5 flu was happening during that time period. And now they're hard pressed to try to bring about fear with the bird flu. Well, the bird flu ain't getting it, is it? We got one person dead. Nobody seems to be taking it too serious. Nobody's too scared. But meanwhile, they're murdering off all our food supply. All the chickens got, meanwhile, if they have bird flu and you cook a chicken, you're going to kill that virus. All right? We've been eating chicken for a million years, even over campfires. Cavemen were eating them. We're still here. So you see what I'm saying? They're taking our food supply and trashing it right in front of us. And nobody's calling it out. I'll take the chance. Give me the fucking infected chicken and I'll cook the shit out of it and eat it. That's what I feel about it. Because they're going to starve us to death, which starving will probably be way more miserable than dying of a flu. But anyway, the other thing I was saying, was thinking about was, by the way, thank you for stopping by, all you guys. I know I sound like a madman, but all this stuff I've had in my head all day today, because I was really kind of disturbed about what happened. And then when I heard that Trump's even thinking there's something going on, Trump also said about something hit California. He's basically telling us we're at war on a lot of different levels. If you remember back, he marched out of the White House that time with the Bible when they were throwing, there was crowds. It was demonic what was going on. They were throwing rocks and getting ready to just tear up Washington, D.C. I don't remember if you remember that. It was a number of years back. He came out and had a Bible in his hands. There's a lot of shit going on right now. But anyway, he was holding the Bible upside down, which is kind of weird. Again, I'm jumping around so much, it probably sounds like I'm babbling, and I apologize. Let me try to calm down and keep on the point of what I'm saying, because I think there is stuff going on, and people won't take me serious because I'm rambling at this point. Anyway, the other thing with the bird flu right now is I looked into, that, and one thing is with bird flu, let me go back to something else with same connection is the things that's killing people out in Wichita or out in Kansas. where that flight came from, Wichita. All right, right in Kansas, back in the day, Spanish flu was at Fort Riley, not far from that area, in Kansas, 1918 or whatever. They were experimenting with it or something. Go look it up. I'm not going to talk about it right now. But anyway, so let me get back to what's coming out of Kansas right now. And incidentally, the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, are from Missouri, but there's a Kansas City right in Kansas as well. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But the all this shit in the spirit realm, I think, plays into shit in the physical realm. So anyway, the thing with the pandemic, there was a report that 65 people were in the hospital, but not for bird flu, something twice as dangerous, tuberculosis, coming out of Kansas right now, the heartland of our country, and 2 people already died. So you had 1 person die of bird flu in Louisiana. 2 died from this consumption. It's what they used to call it. And if you saw, I said this I think I said it on a video the other day. If you saw the movie Tombstone with Val Kilmer, he played Doc Holliday, who actually historically he had contracted TB, which is tuberculosis. And here's the deal with tuberculosis. You don't want to go to a wet climate, right? You go out west. A lot of people went out west. The dry will kill it. Well, to me, I'm wondering if the frickin' guy that died, try to follow me. I'm jumping all over the place. I see where I'm heading, but you guys might not. The guy that just died in Louisiana, right, of bird flu a month back or so, he's out in the swamps more or less, and supposedly wild geese or something, he got infected by it. Now, how you can determine that that's how he caught it, I don't know. But in Kansas, let me go back. I told you about the consumption, which is another name back in the day for the tuberculosis. And man, it's so much in on this. I should have wrote it down. It's kind of hard to explain what I was seeing here. But hang on 1 minute. I guess everybody jumped off. Are you still there, Tammy? Because I should have done this written down, because I got so much to say and it's trying to jump out of my mouth all at once. So anyway, wait a minute. Josh, are you there? Can you hear me? Somebody give me a 5x5. I think everybody. No, wait a minute. There's people still on there. Anyway, let me go back and try this again. So basically, what I was about to say is I think they're bullshitting about the bird flu in this one incident. I'm not saying anything about any other case. The guy that died, he could have easily died of consumption or tuberculosis. They didn't say nothing. They're waiting. Meanwhile, all the people that were coming across the border, unvetted, no shots or nothing, you don't know what they had. A lot of them had TB, and that was already talked about back in the day. Basically, that was a bio attack as well, the way I look at it. Sent all these people over, and nobody checked anybody out. And then they put them on buses and moved them to different strategical places for voting, maybe also to spread a virus. I mean, these people had nothing but time on their hands to plot and scheme all the bullshit they were going to do to affect the outcome of the election and everything else. What's this say? All right, so anyway, I'm going to end this because I can tell I'm probably driving people nuts and nobody seems to even be responding. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll come back on maybe and do a video and try to tell what I was thinking. Wait a minute, hang on. Emergency alert, Washington plane crash. Latest, nuclear forces on high alert. Nuclear forces on high alert. Plane crash. Just came across the thing in Washington. They're trying to fucking do something right now. I'm telling you, I was on to something here. I didn't even get to finish all the shit that ties in with all this stuff. And I don't know how to explain other than just jumping from idea to idea. Maybe it's all crazy, but a lot of weird shit. That's all I'm going to say. And what's that say? Hey, at least I got one. Okay. So is anybody even on here, or did I get blocked? Let me see something. Hang on. Okay, all right. They literally, YouTube did do something because watch this. Hang on, wait a minute. Shit. Are you shook? Cancel. Wait a minute. I can't get out of that. Ooh. Hang on. I'm trying to refresh it. Alright. Wait a minute. Alright. Now, it was on top message for a while there. So, yeah. Exactly, Tammy. Yeah, so you did hear what I said. Literally just came through. There's a nuclear alert going on, Washington, D.C., and I didn't get a chance. I was just watching it come across the screen up top. I think New York prepper plane crash in Washington. Unless it was, maybe I ought to back it up. Maybe it was actually from yesterday, but I saw him put something up last night about it, so it looked like it was something else. YouTube froze the chat again. All right. So anyway, I'm sorry if I sound like I'm babbling, but I got so much shit and have such a urge to get it out there. I can't even explain what I'm trying to say to you, but I feel like I gotta say something. You know, maybe God's downloading shit into my head, or maybe I'm crazy. It doesn't matter to me. I can't walk away and not say something about all this shit. You know, if you go back and look over the last few months, you're going to find some of the things. What's that? Who's that? Bird Dog, how you doing? Did you just see anything on the YouTube? I'm doing a live stream here, but on evidently there's something going on in Washington again. Someone tried to take Trump's plane out, I heard morning, other than the plane crash from the other night. And now something scrolled across the screen about, I think it was New York prepper, said it was a plane crash in Washington and on high alert nuclear, but he's always putting high alert shit out. Now, hang on 1 minute. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm probably in just full-blown panic mode right now. But no, for real, all this aside, I couldn't walk around. The way I felt last night, that can't even explain it, but I have to say something. I couldn't live with myself if something else happened, that, maybe I thought about. I don't know if I can explain that. Okay, you did. But it didn't click on it. Okay, then good. I'm not a complete lunatic. I did see that go across the screen. And I'm telling you, I got a pit of my stomach feeling the last couple of days. I think there's a coup getting ready to happen in our country. They're going to try to take Trump out. I really think so. Something evil going on. So anyway, seems to be nobody on here. Wait a minute. Josh, are you still on? Wait a minute. No, I'm on all messages there. I don't know. Okay, anyway, probably going to just end this right now because I sound like a lunatic. But think about some of what I said. What's that? Gnome. Hey, what's up? Telling you, there's something really bad coming down the road. Really bad. And I felt it last night. I didn't get any sleep. right after I saw that thing about the plane crash. That's another thing, is I was talking about the speech that Trump gave. I believe it was at his inauguration. People pointed out that the presidential seal was wrong. In other words, we're in a time of peace. It's the beak points, I think, to the right. Again, very Masonic, the symbolism. And also Civil War, like I said, the buttons and different things had the same type of symbols. Basically, what I'm talking about is time of war. It was the beaks pointed towards the heads of the arrow. Time of peace, it would be... Basically, I'm wondering if Trump was sending a message, we're going to war that way, because I think also a smaller presidential seal showed up in that video off to the side or somewhere. Someone said it was normal. It was the other way around. So who knows what that meant, if it meant anything. But I'm always looking for symbols and signs of shit going on, because that's how they communicate. These elites are communicating with each other. You know, and I think you got to stay ahead of them and try to know what the hell they're talking about. All that bullshit, the hand signs and all that, they ain't doing that for fun. Or they're talking behind our back, so to speak. Now, I know I sound crazy today, went off on a tangent, but there was so much to talk about from last night. I didn't even tell you half of the shit because I just couldn't even get to it. But anyway, let me go back to the thing with the whole football things. A lot of shit seems to happen with sporting events with these Illuminati types and all this shit. Everything from setting them up to who's going to win to literally uniform colors mean something. Like I said, red and black sacrifice, blood sacrifice. I mean, there's a lot of shit to that. Now, you're going to say, well, how can they set this shit up like that? I don't know, but people have talked about it. I didn't just come up with that on my own. You can go to Franchot Pearson and multiple other people on YouTube are talking about that type of stuff. And there is actually, they're very Masonic, and the elites, they're talking in code all the frickin' time. So I tend to wonder if it's both.
Hello, Moto.
U.S. government calling me right now. I declined it. I'm messing with you. Now, it was spam. This bastard's been calling me for days. So maybe they want me to shut up. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I'll come back on when I'm a little more calm. I just, so much going on. I think, be prepared. Something really big's coming down the road. And thank you, Bird Dog Gnome and Tammy and Josh. I don't know if anybody's even over on that. We got a lurker up top. I can see there's a person in there, but they ain't saying nothing. It's probably probably the deep state. I'm out of here. Thank you again. I'll talk to you guys later. And did I say, I was talking about the eagle thing. Let me say this and finish this out. So there's a lot of symbolism, I was saying. And the thing is, I was talking about the bird flu and all that shit. It's almost like black magic. They're casting spell type things as a predictive programming, telling you ahead of time. Maybe on the spiritual world, it helps bring forth this shit. I just know that there's something weird going on with all of it. But let me try to remember what I was just about to get into something about. I said about the eagle and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Another thing that happened was, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold on to that. And I'll come on and do a video where I'm not screaming into the fucking phone. But, I mean, I'm kind of excited about this shit because, or not excited, but maybe pumped up with adrenaline. Some of it is I probably didn't get enough sleep. But I'll tell you another thing. I'm on to something. There's something getting ready to happen. So you guys stay blessed, and thanks for listening to me. I know I was ranting and shit, but try to think outside the box and see if any of that made any sense. That's all I'm saying. Because, like, I'm not saying, I 100% believe what I'm saying. I'm saying there might be something to it. So you guys have a good day, and thank you for hanging around. Appreciate you. And I'll come back when I'm calmed down. I had about 3 Dr. Peppers, too. That probably got my adrenaline rolling. See you later. Have a good one.